What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Future Games Show. Now, this should sound familiar to you guys. This is from GamesRadar's Future Game Show, and this is the third time they've done this. Now, really, this is the second time for me that I've paid attention to or even remotely cared about it. Last year, they did one in June. If you guys remember, they did one in June where they showed off quite a bit. I think they showed off 30 or 32, 33, somewhere in the low 30s. They showed off that many games. Now, I want to talk about this, okay? I want to talk about what they say about it, and then I want to talk about what we can expect, and again, maybe more importantly, what we should not expect, because there is some things I want people to I want to make sure that you guys understand about this, okay? So really quickly, before I get too far in, make sure, especially if you guys are new here, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turn on. If you guys want to join our Discord server or any of our other social media stuff, all of it is always in our description below. Definitely give it a look and see if you guys want to join anything. Would love to have you guys really anywhere else that we are, even outside of YouTube. All right, so pretty short, the GamesRadar's Future Game Show is going to be March 25th. It's a Thursday. It'll feature 40 games, including showcases from Sega, Warner Bros., EA, and more. It's going to be hosted by Nicole Tompkins and Jeff Shine, hopefully I'm saying those two names right, who played Jill and Carlos in the RE3 remake. Remember, last year, it was Nolan North and some other, I can't believe I forgot the other person, but it was definitely Nolan North was one of the two, hosts of last year's show. Now, okay, that's the fluff of it. That's what you guys, obviously you need to know what day it is, and it's during, I believe it's during the day. I think it's at 2:45. I think that's right, 2:45 p.m. Pacific time or 5:45 Eastern. So obviously it depends on the time zone. But here's what's most important. Is last year, I remember getting excited for this. I think Mafia Definitive Edition was one of the games I was most looking forward to seeing something of at this show. They did show like a 1-minute trailer for Mafia, but here's the deal. Out of the 30 games, so many of them were smaller indie titles. I mean, the amount of big new things you could count on one hand. In fact, I think it was less. I think there was maybe 2 or 3 things of note at this show. That's not to discredit the show. In fact, I think, especially even as this channel, or as I get bigger on YouTube, I think people will come to really know this about me, that I'm okay with a lot of these shows. I've not criticized Gamescom and Jeff Keighley's Game Awards, and he also does Gamescom, or, the Sony State of Plays or the Nintendo Directs. I know a lot of these shows disappoint a lot of people. These people really do expect a lot of different things. I try to take a step back and see them for what they are. I'm into a lot of different games, so I think it appeals to me maybe more than some other people, especially if you're only into a couple different things, or maybe you're just looking for one big game and then it's not there. Obviously, it's going to disappoint you, but I think that's kind of something that I'm becoming more known for over the last year or so, is I'm not that hard on some of these shows as other people are. Okay, it's just kind of because I look at them differently. So that's important to know too. This show, 40 games, that's a lot. But again, let's be honest. Don't kid yourself. There's not going to be that many big games here. Now, Sega, Warner Bros., EA, and more. Warner Bros. People have already asked me, is Gotham Knights? Could it be Gotham Knights? Could it be? Yes. Will it be? I will say no. Here's the Warner Bros. Game I think is going to be there, is Lego Star Wars. That's the one I think that's going to be there. That's the one I think it's actually going to get a release date there. That's how far of a prediction I'll go. They also have Back 4 Blood. Could Back 4 Blood be there? Maybe. Honestly, I really am expecting just Lego Star Wars. If we didn't get anything else from Warner Bros. Other than Lego Star Wars, I would say that met my expectations. So Gotham Knights is a possible. Yes. Do I think it'll be there? I will say right now, no. That doesn't mean I'm telling you not to expect it. That doesn't mean I'm saying to believe me or to, listen to what I'm saying. You guys have every right to do literally whatever you want. Obviously, legally. Obviously, within the rule of law, okay? So make sure you do that. So that's that. Hogwarts Legacy, I think, is completely out. Please don't ask me if we're going to see Hogwarts Legacy. The EA one is weird, I think, because it's March 25th. Spring, I think, is in March, right? The first official day of spring. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really know about seasons. I don't go outside, so I don't really experience seasons. But remember, the word on the street is, and not even the word on the street, EA has said this, Battlefield 6 is being shown, like, this spring. It's when they're gonna, I mean, it's already announced. We've already heard a lot from it, both, you know, in terms of leaks and rumors, and also just in terms of actual, you know, like, what they've said. But we are getting very, very close, I think, to the first trailer, to maybe a gameplay presentation, to all of those kind of things. And look, I mean, EA is gonna be there. Now, again, EA does a lot of things. But if you think about it, I mean, yeah, they have all the sports stuff that's coming in the fall, but what else? They're not going to announce like Sims 5, although I guess technically they could. Last year was very PC oriented. It was a lot of PC stuff. So maybe Sims 5, but honestly, I really don't think that either. Battlefield 6 makes a lot of sense just because of the time of the year that March 25th kind of lands in, right? It kind of is around that springtime. EA is going to be there. It's their biggest thing. Do I think we're getting like a Jedi Fallen Order 2? Again, no. Stuff like that. Stuff that are like a big announcements. Sega, I mean, your guess is as good. Maybe the Sonic game. I mean, we have heard a lot of rumors that Sonic is happening. So, look, I do think we can get some big stuff. I think that also this year is very different than last year. You know, a lot of people have asked me about E3 last year, or, you know, if you want to ask me about this show last year caught everybody off guard, okay? Nobody really knew this was going to happen. And then when it did, it hit everybody like a pile of bricks. And E3 was scrambling, Gamescom was scrambling, you know, the Summer Games Fest, all that stuff. Not everybody went last year. Okay, people were still figuring out how to work from home last year. They were still figuring out now this is not going to actually be what you guys think, but even some like Japanese companies, we heard that they had an extraordinarily hard time working from home because they don't really ever do that. In fact, their ecosystem, like how their stuff is set up, they're not built at all to work on games from home, okay? Not at all. So that really, you know, crushed them. People were banging their heads on walls last year, okay? Nobody was really ready for this. So what I will say is I'm not going to hold last year's show against them. I was not impressed whatsoever with last year's show. Again, the amount of things that I was interested in that they actually showed afterwards was probably like 1 to 3 things. I mean, it was literally that low, and they showed over 30 games. So yes, they're upping it to 40. Yes, they're saying there's some big... I mean, you know, make no mistake about it. EA is a big publisher. Warner Bros. Is a big publisher. And Sega is probably not as big as the other two, but Sega's a big publisher as well. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really see why you would say that and not have at least 1 or 2 big things. So, again, I'm kind of going at it with the mindset of I'll expect one thing from each of them. If it's Lego Star Wars from Warner Bros., if it's Battlefield 6, and it may not, it could be that Knockout City, that dodgeball game from EA. I mean, it could very well be that. You know what I mean? But maybe it's Battlefield. And then Sega, maybe it's Sonic, or maybe it's something else altogether. So that's kind of my expectation. I'm not expecting more than like 3 or 4 big things. Again, Gotham Knights obviously is going to be a thing that everybody kind of asks me about. I think it's possible. I don't think it is all that likely. So we'll have to see how it goes. I'll be watching, or at least I'll be keeping track. I think it's like a 3-4, it's a long show. It's like 2, 3, 4 hours. So it starts kind of midday. That's pretty late for it, and then it obviously goes even longer. So if anything big happens there, obviously I'll be covering it, but if nothing happens there, then, well, that'll suck, right? But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What are you expecting? What are maybe you not expecting? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up. Again, if you guys want to join our Discord, or I have a Twitter, I have a Twitch, I have all this. I have a second YouTube channel. All of that stuff is in the description below for you guys to check out if you want to. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.